So today's meditation is going to have two parts. We're going to do a guided contemplation of the first noble truth of the Buddha, that life is fraught with dukkha. And then we're going to use that to generate compassion for ourselves, for others, and ultimately for all sentient beings. But before we hop into that, let's settle. And that might look different for different people. Stretching, taking some deep breaths, finding a posture that feels good. Let's just take a few moments and honor the body, help the body get comfortable. Inviting ourselves into the now. And so we're going to be reflecting on dukkha, a very deep topic, and then we're going to be practicing compassion. And so I invite you to call on a resource as we do this. For some people, that's the present moment, the breath, a trusted friend or person. For some people, that's an idea of a higher power or something sacred. But regardless, I invite you to call on that now. And if this gets too intense, to call on that during this. So the first noble truth that the Buddha taught is that life is fraught with dukkha. So first I'd like to invite us to reflect on what is dukkha. There's many different translations. The most common is suffering. Other common translations are unease, pain, stress, challenge, dissatisfaction. So first, let's just reflect for a moment on what exactly is dukkha? What did the Buddha mean by that word? And so it's not written that he taught life is dukkha, but that life is fraught with or has a lot of dukkha. And so he invited people not to believe what he taught, but to investigate for themselves, to find out if what he taught is true. So let's do some of that now. Let's reflect on our own lives. We don't have to be philosophical here. We can reflect on our own lives. Have I experienced quite a bit of dukkha? And again, you're free to define that. Pain, dissatisfaction, challenge, stress, suffering. So let's spend a few minutes and reflect on that. Has dukkha been weaved into my life? Has dukkha been, and you could say, integral part of, major theme in my life? You may not need to go far. There may be some dukkha right here, right now. I'm personally noticing some tension in my belly. Maybe right here, right now, you can see, is there dukkha in life? Maybe you can just reflect on your day. Has there been stress, tension, discomfort, pain, suffering, just today? Has there been irritation and dissatisfaction today? Luckily, however, this is not the end of the Buddha's teaching, it's just the beginning. His teaching, my understanding is, it's about finding a way out of dukkha or decreasing dukkha. And one of the primary means he taught for that was cultivating compassion. So let's start with ourselves. Whether you agree that life is fraught with dukkha, certainly everyone here can agree that life has dukkha in it. So let's turn towards ourselves and offer ourselves compassion. It can be as simple as, oh, you have experienced dukkha, or oh, you're in something, meaning life, that has a lot of dukkha. You can find your own words, and it can be tender. Oh, sweetheart, your life has been suffused with, had a lot of dukkha. Please find your own words. Or it may just be as simple as compassion to me. Just for the sheer fact of being a human being. Now let's extend compassion to ourselves for all the dukkha we've experienced today, just today. Let your mind reflect on the day. Oh, this bump happened. Oh, that irritation. Oh, I had this fear. Oh, I had that resentment. Oh, this person said this. Oh, that happened. Oh, that didn't happen. So forth and so on. Just scan the day for dukkha that's happened. And for each moment of dukkha you find, extend some compassion to yourself. For each bump, maybe it's very small, maybe it's just a slight irritation, maybe really big. Just let it come to mind and then meet yourself with compassion. Each uncertainty, each piece of physical discomfort, in essence, everything that doesn't feel good. Let's extend that a little more to maybe dukkha that's happened in the last week. Maybe it's small, maybe it's huge. Right here, right now, I'm thinking of, uh, I asked for something at a restaurant and I didn't get it, and so I had to ask again. Not a big deal, but frustrating. But in that moment, I didn't meet myself with compassion, and now I can. So just letting moments of dukkha from the week come to you and just responding in whatever way feels right with compassion towards yourself. Whether it be a stubbed toe or a huge firework, a gigantic moment of dukkha, please meet yourself with tender care. Let your heart become tender towards yourself. That's what we're practicing. And now let's extend it a little more to your life lately, the last month or two. Just kind of scanning, where have I experienced dukkha? And meeting yourself, meeting that dukkha with compassion. Maybe something didn't go the way you were hoping it would. Maybe it went the way you were hoping it would and it didn't work out. Meeting that moment, that feeling, meeting yourself with tender warmth, with a tender heart. Maybe you were really hoping to talk to someone and they weren't there. Maybe a text. Someone didn't return a text. Everything that happens that doesn't feel good can be used literally as a way for us to strengthen our heart. And now open it up to any moment in your life, all the way back to childhood to this very moment. Any moment of dukkha that arises, or any memory of dukkha, please meet it with tender warmth, tender care. Moments where we fell short, moments where we weren't treated kindly. Just let them come one by one and meet them one by one. Nothing too small and nothing too big that can't be met with tender warmth. One common habit we humans have is when we experience dukkha, we think we're the only one. We close in on ourselves. And let's reflect now that for every moment of dukkha we experienced, others, at least one other, if not millions, have experienced the exact same or almost the exact same dukkha. Please let a few of those moments come to mind and remind yourself others have experienced almost the same, if not the exact same, loss, physical pain, betrayal, heartache, challenges with money. And then let's extend compassion to ourselves for our struggles with addiction. It's very painful. There's so much shame put on people who struggle with addiction. So let's just have compassion. Oh my, addiction is so hard. And let's have compassion for other people who struggle with addiction in this very meeting, in this very fellowship as a whole, and then all people who struggle with addiction of all kinds, having tenderness towards them. We know how hard it is. So just letting our hearts be tender towards all those people, just like us, struggle with addiction. Now let's widen that. Let's complete where we began and reflect on that all beings, and not just humans, four-legged, no legs, experience dukkha. Let's open our hearts as wide as we can. It's not, in this moment, our responsibility to fix them or take care of them. We're just strengthening our heart through having compassion for everyone and every living being. They, just like us, experience dukkha. It's one of the things that joins us with everyone and everything, is that experience of dukkha and that desire to be free from it. So please take a moment and reflect on this meditation. See, we did different things and see what worked. Maybe you tried different statements for self-compassion. Just reflect on which one worked. If there was anything during this meditation like, oh, I need to focus on that a little more. Oh, I want to bring that into my life. And ultimately the Buddha strongly encouraged us to really, in essence, devote our lives to cultivating compassion. So let's, in whatever way feels right, make a determination. I'm going to endeavor to become more compassionate. And of course, in a way that includes you, that honors us as individuals. We don't lose ourselves in compassion. Let's dedicate the positive energy, the positive karma of this work to the liberation of all beings from all dukkha. I'm going to close by ringing the bell. And thank you once again for this opportunity and for your practice.